Many people do start side hustles or businesses, but few make it, or few are able to sell the product that they want to sell. Today I'll be giving you the 5 blueprint to starting and running a successful side hustle. Blueprint of starting and running a successful side hustle and maintaining it. Many people may include research, the market, the people, or the product itself. But the first thing that you need to understand is problems, solving a problem. Before you can find your niche, you need to understand what value are you going to bring into the market. What problems are you solving for the people that you want to target as your customers? If you know your target customers well, then you can run and start a successful business. But it starts with the problem. What problem are you solving? What solutions are you bringing in the table? You need to understand that people exchange money for value. So in order for you to be able to solve the problems and provide solutions to people's problem, you must understand what's valuable to them in the solution. We can make an example about the baker or a person who bakes cakes. It's everyone's birthday every single day. So if a person has a birthday today, they want a cake. The cake is part of the most valuable thing for them for that valuable moment and day. So if you can position yourself well and be able to provide that value to them, they will exchange their money without even any hassle. But of course, value also goes with quality. If you provide good quality and you also provide value, you can be able to make or meet a customer need. But another important aspect to this is that if you can solve someone's problem, or if you can provide value to someone's life, that person can be able to tell the next person. That's how side hustle scales. Word of mouth is the best marketing tool. Branding. Branding is the third and most important blueprint that you also need to put in place when you starting your business. You need to create a brand. It's not just the logo or the name, but it's the emotional connection to the customer. It's what encourages customers to buy. It's what builds a trust in the mind of the customer. It's what makes a customer look once and say, I want to be part of that. I want to buy that particular product. So you need to understand the importance of branding, properly branding your business, properly communicating your value to your customer. And that way you will have more repeat customers. You also need to understand brand positioning. You need to be able to position yourself exactly to where your customers can be able to identify the product that you are selling and be part of the brand. There is a reason certain stores are only located in a corner, because it's part of their branding. You know, when I want to buy KFC or when I want KFC, I will find it in a corner. It's part of brand positioning, because they know the first thing when you come into a mall, or the first thing when you get into a mall, you smell that they produce, you feel that you're hungry, boom, you get into the store and then you buy. So you need to be able to also position your brand well so that it can target straight to the eye of your target market. The word target market comes from target, who you are targeting. So if you can be able to place your brand position your brand well so that it can be directed straight to your customers, then you can be able to create a big brand and also encourage others to form part of the tribe of the brand. There are people who feel good about themselves buying at KFC. They feel a certain status or symbol within themselves that motivates them to continue support that. You need to have a brand that can continue make that connection with people. People must feel obligated or must feel the need to sweep. The fourth point that you need to understand in starting and running your successful side hustle, simple as communicated, it's the product. Yes, most people make the mistake of starting thinking about the product before finding the problem that the product solves. Already, if you know the problem that you want to solve and create a solution, then the product will be there. And if you communicate well the problem and the solution and the value that you are bringing to your customer, it's easy for them to buy the product. It's a simple step. But the product must go with quality, and the product also must make the customer feel part of the brand, and the product must be able to solve the problem in such a way that when the customer is using the product, they feel delighted to be part of the brand. They feel like they've made the right choice. They feel like they can be able to communicate it or socialize using your brand within their circles. In that way, also word of mouth comes in. So you need to understand your product very, very well, and you need to understand every single detail about the product, because sometimes people fail to make sales because they don't even understand the product that they sell. They don't understand even the solution that they bring to the table. So in such a way, they end up not making sales because they don't understand the problem, the product. So you need to understand that if a person wants to buy a bag from you, they will ask you about the bag size. Is it good for me? Is the bag comes with this? If you don't know all that information, then you won't make the sale. So as part of understanding your product, you must also know your product from A to Z, that even if they can wake you up in the morning, you can be able to articulate your product well to your customer or a prospective customer. So you need to understand your product well, and your product must be a solution. That one is the blueprint. That is the most important one. Sweep. The last point or blueprint that you need to understand is to selling. But before we get deep into selling, you need to understand that after you have identified the problem, advertised your value, position your brand well, it will be easier for you to sell, because people want to buy things that they resonate with, things that they feel they solve the problems to them. I'll make a general example. You'll never find a lady that sells feed cook in a tavern or at Grove at night. Why? Because no one wants to buy that at that particular moment and time. But surely in the morning you can find them where you take your bus or where you pass when you are going to work. That person is understand that, number one, some people get up too late to prepare for breakfast, so they must find something to eat while going to work. Number two, the person understand that if I can position myself in this position, then it will be easy for the customer to identify what I'm selling and also buy the product that I'm selling. In that way, I have identified the problem, and then I have positioned myself well, and then I have solved the problem. So one important aspect of selling, or as part of marketing, it's bringing knowledge to your customer about your product. It's part of selling. Selling is not just going around with your product trying to convince everyone to buy. That strategy has never worked. You need to have your target market. You must know where your target market goes. You must know where your target market meets. You must know what your target market do on their spare time. You must know what your target market like to do. Where do you find them? If you want to sell Bibles, you cannot go to a tavern. Hey, selling Bibles, it won't work. But if you can be able to visit from church to church, carrying your Bible, having your brand that sells, I'm selling the Bible, or this is the Bible of the moment. In that way, you can be able to attract customers that are going to buy it from you, because already you have positioned yourself in a place where you can find your customer. Selling is not difficult, selling is not hard, but it needs you to understand all the aspects of the blueprint. Marketing and advertising. You also need to be able to advertise the product well, market your product well. But part of marketing and advertising, it's now bringing the solutions to your target market or to your customers. So before you start your side hustle, just think big, research more on the topics that I have mentioned. If you like this video, or you have watched up until this far, don't forget to leave a comment below on any content that you want me to continue to create. Don't also forget to share the video with someone that might need the information. Don't also forget to click the notification button and the subscribe button. Don't also forget to start.